I don't know if you're going to be happy about this, Jack, but the topic for the Steeler conversation here is I just have Steelers not their guy. Need to move on from Kenny Pickett.
Well, Justin Fields is a guy.
I mean, I know people are talking about Justin Fields. Patrick Peterson actually came on and was talking about the difference between Mason Rudolph and Kenny Pickett. If you guys are okay with a quick quote from Patrick Peterson, he said, Mason's not afraid to take chances as a quarterback pushing the ball downfield. He's going to stand in the pocket like he's not going to be afraid to take that pressure. I think what hurts Kenny is he retrieves too much. So he makes it easier for him to get corralled in the pocket, makes the defender's job easier because now he can't step up on his throw, deliver the ball with the right amount of velocity and the power he needs. And that's why you saw a big difference on the offense, because we were basically running the same stuff. Run the ball, take our shot, run a couple slants. So, you okay there, Ziggy? You dying?
I'm allergic to this quote a little bit. Like, do I have to be the one to break to Patrick Peterson that Mason Rudolph is not good?
No, Patrick Peterson, I mean, good teammate, great team guy. But
Rudolph was okay.
Rudolph played fine.
Rudolph took him to the playoffs. I will say that Rudolph didn't have to deal with Matt Canada. The first game Canada was gone, Pickett won, and then looked incredible in the first quarter before he went down.
Wait, hold on. Before we continue this conversation, I want you to take the blinders off for a second.
Look, without Canada, Pickett was good.
You're a Steeler fan. You want the Steelers to win.
Yeah, no, I want Justin Fields.
Do you? So are you? But like Kenny Pickett, do you still think? I mean, last year we were talking about him taking a leap. This year, are you having that same conversation?
I don't think the Steelers ever win a Super Bowl with Kenny Pickett at quarterback.
Okay, let's move on. Why are we still? You know,
that's
they seem completely all in on Kenny Pickett.
I want Justin Fields a quarterback. I think in today's game, you need somebody who's a little dynamic, who can run, who's mobile.
It is funny you bring in someone who has had trouble throwing the ball at times to replace Kenny Pickett, who has had trouble throwing the ball at times. But
the thing is, though, I honestly think Fields and Pickett are equal passers. And Fields is so good with his legs.
There's something Fields is amazing.
Yeah,
there's nothing Pickett's amazing.
Yeah, I would so much rather have Fields. And there's rumors, there's serious rumors Fields. But I think we're the betting favorite to get him.
But all the reports I see say the Steelers are all in on Pickett, and I just look at it, and not necessarily that they have to go after Fields. I'm just going, man, this is kind of like the Field situation where we're having the same conversation that we keep.
No, having. I mean, this is classic draft stuff because the Steelers don't want it to be known. Like, they can't be out here saying we're desperate for a new quarterback. That's all them leaking. There is no way Kenny Pickett is the uncontested QB1 entering next season.
It can't be.
Next year's schedule is also tough. It's like Philly, Kansas City, Dallas.
Oh, if you roll Kenny out next year, I'm pretty confident that things are going to go south. Maybe you have a losing record for the first time in forever, and then you start to move on. Maybe even without Mike Tomlin. Like
Justin Fields, a guy like that can bring something totally new to an offense that Kenny Pickett just cannot do.
And if you unlock Fields, which is a huge if because we've been waiting forever for it, but like there is superstar potential with Justin Fields. I don't want to sound like an idiot here where people are saying, okay, Paul, we've seen this for 3 years with Fields waiting for him to break out. We haven't seen it, but I would rather roll into next year and take a flyer on Justin Fields and see Kenny Pickett probably do the same crowd.
Yeah, I mean, look, Justin Fields is at least elite at something in the NFL.
Yeah.
There are only so many guys who are elite at the NFL level at something. Kenny Pickett is elite at nothing.
I mean, I think Kenny Pickett is a really, really good backup quarterback.
Yeah. I want to be clarified. We're kind of bullying Kenny Pickett. I feel like that's a little too
I think
strong.
Kenny Pickett is very, very half decent. And if he was my backup QB, that's an amazing backup QB.
But he's not an elite guy. He'll never be elite. And he's not elite at anything.
I totally agree. I think he's elite.
You see what Terry Bradshaw and Rich Eisen said? I love Pickett. I know him well. He's fiercely competitive. He's a tough-minded kid. Things don't bother him. I really like him a lot. Then he goes, he's fine. That's their guy. There's probably going to be a lot of negative doubt about him, but that's the guy I would go with. And then I thought this was a little bit of a stretch. Why is Purdy successful with the 49ers? Look at all that talent and look at that coach calling plays. That kid's got the poise and Kenny has the poise. I just want my QB to be poised. If he's poised, his brain will be calm. He's going to see coverages. He'll be quick with decision making, and Pickett has all that.
Yeah, why don't the Steelers just get 3 or 4 All-Pros, right? Absolute best players at their positions at tight end, wide receiver, running back, and left tackle, and then upgrade Kenny Pickett a little bit.
Oh yeah, I think Pickett's good enough where if he's on San Francisco, he's good.
Well, it'll be
But,
solid.
like,
I mean, I'd
but
rather have Brock
just-
Purdy.
But with the Steelers, I think it's close. Like with the Steelers' current offense, Fields
you,
1,000 times
you
better.
can't just go out and get 4 All-Pros.
Like, if you get
That's not
Pickett-
possible.
It's a crazy quote.
Like if
from
Pickett
Pickett.
had Debo and Ayuk and Kittle and McCaffrey and Trent Williams, I think he'd be good.
Well, it might be okay. Yeah, I mean, he can game manage, but there are games when you watch Kenny Pickett. I know he had all these
I
comebacks.
think Purdy game manages.
Well, he does, but I think Purdy's I don't know. I think Purdy's a better passer than Kenny Pickett is. There are times when you watch Kenny and you
It's
go,
close.
I mean, he has fourth quarter comebacks that are awesome, but throughout the game, it's like I like
Kenny
Purdy's
Pickett is
awareness
reliable for 1 to 2 excellent drives.
Purdy
a
also
game.
has blocking.
better. Yeah,
Pickett's never had blocking in his life.
yeah, but I think Purdy's just better at everything.
He turns around and gets mauled.
Is there one thing you think Kenny Pickett's better at than Brock Purdy?
I mean, it's tough to tell. I think he's on a much worse team.
Yeah, I mean
That means no. By the way, that means no.
Well, I don't know. Like,
Well-
if do you think if Purdy's on Pittsburgh and Pickett's on the Steelers on the Niners, we don't know. And the Niners are 10 times better
You
than
know,
we are.
Deontay Johnson just comes out and he's just like, yeah, I want Mason Rudolph. Like, Deontay Johnson is very vocal about. I mean, yeah, he's very vocal that he wants Mason.
He's very vocal about everything.
Yeah, I think that receiving room there with Pickens and Johnson, talented guys, but
Oh, it's a
I can
talented
see
group.
I can see this year being a year for Pittsburgh where
Bringing
it
Tyler
kinda
Boyd, too.
goes off the rails a little bit. No, maybe it doesn't. Maybe they're just average. But with the current way that the Steelers are set up, they feel like they're in purgatory to me, where they're just
Like the
they're
last,
just the same
like
team.
the last 8 years.
The past 4 or 5 years, they've been the exact same team where they're going to find their way in. They're not good enough to win the division. They could battle their division opponents because that's how the AFC North always is. Maybe even upset them. But when it comes to the playoffs, they'll be a wild card. They'll go to Kansas City or Buffalo, get absolutely housed, and we run it back. that's who they are now.
I think in offense though, with Fields, Boyd,
That's more fun.
like Pickens and Deontay,
More fun.
is very, very, very good. Pickett, it's not.
I like Arthur Smith too. Actually, I don't think that was a horrible sign.
No, I don't think it was either.
I know people are going to be upset because of how he was in Atlanta, but
He did a good job in Tennessee. You can't take that away either.
yeah, and they're kind of similarly built teams, right? That Titans offense and this Steelers one has a similar vibe to it.
Yeah.
Kind of power running. You got hopefully an alpha receiver in George Pickens, or maybe like AJ Brown. Could be similar.
An okay quarterback.
Okay quarterback like those, and that Tennessee offense. I mean, they were the 1 seed.
Yeah.
Like people forget the Titans were the 1 seed a couple of years ago, which is kind of nuts. But okay, so yeah, with the Steelers, week 1, you think Kenny Pickett will be starting probably?
Yeah. If I had a gun in my head, I'd say yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, look, sometimes it just takes a while. I feel bad because Kenny Pickett seems like a really good dude.
Then he'll find his way to like 9-8. Will be the 7 seed.
Yeah, and then it will be having the same conversation. Like, oh, should they make a move for a quarterback? Is Mike Tomlin? But they were 9-8. So that's just who the Steelers are right now.